Hey guys, what's up? So today I'm checking out more high gain amp tones from Tone Hunt for the Neural Amp Modeler. Let's get to it. Okay guys, so first up we have this Mesa Boogie Mark II C Plus Essentials Pack Part 2. There is a Part 1. I actually kind of dig what's going on in Part 2 a little bit better, but I favorited them both. This is the creator, Saltin. I think I'm saying that right. Cool thing about this pack, they actually include 2 IRs, and they both sound pretty damn good. So let's click over and listen to the setting that I really dug, which was the Mark II C Plus Heavy Rhythm using the Mesa Traditional cab. So yeah, I mean, that sounds fantastic. And if we look at some of the other tones in this pack, the other one I really liked was this Crunchy Mids. This is pretty good. Yeah, I mean, there's just so much opened up in the world of amp modeling with the NAMM stuff. And then let's go to the other IR that's in this pack, the Oversized. So I just want to really quickly compare this IR with a paid-for IR from York Audio, one that I really like, which is their Mesa Oversized, because I think this particular IR might, be just as good. That's also a fantastic sounding IR. I mean, York Audio makes some of the best. But I mean, honestly, compared to the one that's in this pack, yeah, that IR is killer. So let's move on to the next amp pack that I found. So the next pack I found, which was really killer, was this Mesa Dual Rectifier Multiwatt Blacked Out Edition. If you don't know what the blacked out Mesas look like, it's basically that, metal plate on the front of the amp is completely blacked out. Multiwatt, newer tech, cool stuff. I thought this sounded really good. The creator here, LaRue, with the pit bull as their picture. Cool, let's check it out. I'm going to stick with the Mesa Traditional cab that other pack had, because I think it's a really good IR, and we'll see what this sounds like. So a similar flavor going on. Obviously we're using the same IR, so it's going to sound pretty similar, but in this pack we have this TS9 boost. There's, I think, also a Fortin Blade, which is another cool pedal. Let's check that out. That flavor is a little bit less low-mid focused. It's got a little bit more of a scoop to it. So if you're looking for a pack that just kind of gives you that real rectifier, tone, I think this is a good one. So let's move on to the other ones that I found, which are not Mesa based. So next up on the block, I found this Engl Fireball 25 lead channel capture. And I was really excited because the Engl Fireball 25, I actually was almost this close to pulling the trigger on buying one, but I ended up going with the Stealth EVH instead. Still, cool amp. I might still get one in the future. Creator here, Resington. So of the three that are in this pack, my favorite is the third one. It's got the highest gain. There's no boost on these, so let's check them out. We'll stick with the York Audio Mesa IR, and I'll dig around and see if I can't find an actual Engl IR here in a minute. So that's a much tighter focused sound than any of the Mesa stuff. Engl is just a powerhouse German amp manufacturer, and I really like the sound of this. It's got a little bit more bite on the top end. Let me see if I can't find an IR that better matches it. All right, so I went ahead and I pulled up an IR from Audio Assault. It was developed by CCOW, and it's the Engl 412 XXL with the stock vintage 30s that come in the Engl cab. So let's see how this sounds along with the Engl Fireball 25. I'm not the biggest fan of the Engl cabs. To me, they sound a little bit compressed, scooped. I think the UK vintage 30s tend to be a little less fizzy. But luckily, Audio Assault actually provides a UK vintage 30 version of this cab. I think there's so much variability in the vintage 30 lineup that you're kind of like, you know, rolling the dice a little bit. Unless you have one of those like early 2000s like Mesa cabs that are all pretty consistently similar sounding. There's actually a capture in this IR pack, and I know I'm talking about NAMM, but I'm going to give Audio Assault some of their due here. They have a DV77 version, you know, loaded up, and I really like the DV77s overall. Let's check that out. Yeah, DV77, I think that's where it's at with this particular IR pack. But overall, this NAMM capture, I really like it. So let's go ahead and move on to the last one that I want to highlight here. So lastly, I stumbled across this Engl Savage 120. So this is the big boy Engl. This is like the premier, you know, high gain amp head that they make, the Mark II Savage. This thing is a beast in real life. And I think this capture does a really good job of capturing that real, just gritty, kind of like just in-your-face tone. Developed by Primal Nerd. I'm going to go ahead and stick with the Engl 412 with the DV77 speaker loaded in from Audio Assault, and we'll see how this sounds. Yeah, I really dig that. That's pretty cool. So this is actually just the crunch channel with a Boss SD1 in front of it. But, you know, there's even the lead channel with the Mud Killer, which is also pretty cool. Let's check that out. That's cool. I really dig that. There's, you know, a few other ones in here. I really think that crunch channel with the SD1 sounds really good. It really kind of pumps up kind of that mid-range a little bit better. And, you know, the Engl cabs are cool. The DV77 is probably the best of them. And I can always go back to my York Audio Mesa cab, which to me is just a great sound in general. And I think the Engl stuff sounds really good with the Mesa stuff. Like, I think it's hard to get a Mesa cab that sounds terrible. So yeah, there's 4 amp packs that I stumbled across on Tone Hunt, and I thought, man, these are just some really killer high gain amp finds. And I don't know, man, this whole project is so mind blowing of how like competent and supported and just, you know, what we're getting out of this is so much more than, you know, what you could ever imagine. I'm having a hard time even looking at other paid for plugins when I'm messing with this. So yeah, check out all these amp captures that I highlighted, because I think you'll dig all of them. If you're into really high gain, kind of chunky, you know, chuggy stuff, you know, they're all really good. And some of them even come with their own IRs, which are fantastic IRs. So yeah, so there you go. The Neural Amp Modeler. There's a lot out there, and there seems to be more to come, and I'm totally here for it.